Hello and welcome to MISD Assessment's video-based training in preparation for everyone's favorite warm weather tradition, summer STAAR testing. This video is designed for administrators who will coordinate June STAAR retesting for Grade 5, Grade 8, and end of course, and accompanies previous face-to-face training sessions. Let's begin by looking at the schedule for the week. For grades 5 and 8, TEA mandates that math is administered on June 26th and reading is administered on June 27th. Makeup testing may also be administered the morning of June 28th. For EOC exams, it gets a little bit more complicated. TEA mandates that English 1 is administered on June 25th and English 2 is administered on June 27th. Remember that you may offer makeups for an English EOC test on any date after the TEA mandated testing day. Because of TCC summer classes, MISD is officially mandating U.S. history on June 28th. However, if a student has a conflict with that date, the campus may administer U.S. history on an alternate date. On this slide, you'll see Algebra 1 and Biology listed on June 26th, but campuses may administer these tests on any date during the week of June 25th through 29th. In fact, English 2 is the only test that could not be administered the entire week because its TEA appointed administration date is June 27th. For all grades, since MISD is officially closed on Fridays during the summer, June 29th is not a scheduled testing date in the district. However, because of TEA's designated window, a campus may choose to administer a test that day if necessary. Due to materials constraints discussed later in the video, any testing taking place on Friday, June 29th must be administered online only. This slide covers items your campus should be addressing now. In grades 5 and 8, although testing is centralized at the summer school campus, it is imperative that all rosters reflect the student's home campus so that answer documents are returned correctly and results go to the correct campus. Additionally, you must verify all testing accommodations with each campus for accuracy to avoid irregularities. Our office will provide information compiled from each campus to assist you. For EOC tests, retesters are automatically registered, but campuses must account for any first-time testers. Typically, these are students taking summer U.S. history courses. For all grade levels, be sure to verify that students receiving any of the online embedded supports are registered to test online with the correct supports. Most campuses have already addressed the other items on this slide, but we'll cover supplies in more detail in a moment. Timing rules and other procedures remain the same as during spring testing, with one exception. For grades 5 and 8, time to test data does not need to be indicated. All students taking grade 5 and 8 reading and English 1 or 2 EOC should have access to a dictionary. And all grade 8 math, Algebra 1, and Biology students should have access to calculators. Remember that these tools must be provided for students taking STAAR Paper and STAAR Online, even though the online version includes its own tools. Lastly, remember that students taking STAAR Online with text-to-speech support require headphones. As you prepare for testing and train your test administrators, remember that summer testing follows the same procedures as spring testing. Test administrator oaths from the spring are still in effect, but it's never a bad idea to review the importance of active monitoring, and our video for test administrators is still on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to review oral administration guidelines as needed, and remember also to maintain proper documentation. Test administrators will use the same manuals for reading directions as they did in the spring. Remind them that they are required to read the entire set of directions word for word. If your campus is offering oral administration using paper tests, your test administrators will need to use the paper administration directions and follow the oral administration guidelines published by TEA. This slide shows the procedures for STAAR Online for all grade levels. All students should appear in a single session or group ironically titled No Group Name Given. Please check the ETS website to ensure all students are listed and notify our office if anyone is missing. You'll want to print test tickets whenever they're available, store them securely, and collect and destroy them after testing. Remember to provide additional supplies discussed earlier, like dictionaries and calculators, and to maintain accurate seating charts. Use the ETS website to update test attributes and score codes if necessary. Be sure to make these updates before Friday, June 29th. As for paper testing, we have to address it separately depending on the grade level. First, we'll discuss EOCs. For students taking STAAR paper, in order to make the process of obtaining and returning materials as easy as possible, no materials will be delivered from the warehouse to your campus. If you need test books, you may obtain them along with pre-coded and/or blank answer documents and header sheets directly from our office. Be sure to add a materials control form to your testing documentation. After testing, double-check all answer document coding, complete the appropriate header sheets, and return the scorable answer documents, header sheets, and test books to our office. We will box and ship scorables and non-scorables so that all paper materials reside primarily at our office, reducing the need for you to spend as much time in your testing room in June. Next, let's discuss paper testing for grades 5 and 8. Because these tests are centralized, the summer campus receives all campus materials for the 6 campuses at that grade level. The summer campus is then responsible for accessing each campus shipment to retrieve answer documents. The most important issue for answer documents is that each one must be given to the correct student, coded properly, and returned on behalf of the correct campus using that campus's headers. As for grade 5 and 8 test books, the process does not need to be quite as regimented because all tests in a given grade and subject use the same form. The summer campus should verify that the total quantity received matches the shipping notices, but a given student is not required to receive a test book from his or her home campus. A grade 5 or 8 test book is a grade 5 or 8 test book, unless it happens to be a grade 5 Spanish test book. So, for the sake of efficiency, feel free to exhaust the shipment of one campus before drawing from the shipment of another. Just be sure to track which books belong to which campus for return purposes. We recommend writing the campus number on the back of each book. You'll arrange a warehouse pickup of test books similar to spring testing procedures. Check-in for testing will take place the afternoon of Thursday, June 28th. Our office will provide an electronic checklist to all campuses to verify that online testing has been properly completed. We'll also send out to all campuses procedures and a schedule for returning paper materials. High schools will keep all documentation on file at the campus. Summer, intermediate, and middle schools will return all documentation to our office, and we will file it. Results for grades 5 and 8 are expected to arrive July 17th, which allows campuses minimal time to proceed with GPCs through the remainder of July. Results for EOC tests should post by the end of July, which should facilitate planning of interventions for students needing to retest in December. If you have questions, feel free to contact us. Our summer hours are on screen, or you can feel free to email instead. Thanks for watching.